Blessed be. Today is May 17th, and it is National Pack Rat Day. Another cleaning holiday. I guess I'm starting to get the differences between some of the nuances of these. This is more like pack rat or hoarding, and I definitely think severe hoarding, is a bigger issue in our society than we realize. Because I think excessive hoarding does extend beyond the, piles of newspaper where you can't walk in, that it even exists when you buy items and then just put them in a closet, such as like baseball hats. I mean, it's a different thing if you're displaying them. Maybe you're doing some wall art and you need 100 baseball caps. But there's a certain point where you buy them and then you get a stack. The stack goes in a box, and the box is so obsolete, out of the way. It's in the garage or it's in the basement. And you aren't getting any use or joy out of having it. It was just about the purchase, I'd assume. Not big on hoarding. Myself, I was trying to think like if I had anything I felt I particularly had an excessive abundance of, and I really didn't come up with much. Cool. Today at work, it was kind of a long day, it feels like. My little push for the title block, didn't have as much time today to work on it, was coming up with a font style for the title block. Because I was kind of wondering, would I make, say, a specific font for the title block data labels? The place that says project name, project number, revision number. And this way it's designed at, say, 3/32 inch, because I'm going to make this in paper space. And so that's the smallest text I want on my title block. And then at first I thought I would have that, since it's smaller, I would have it be bold, and then used the actual text, create its own style, but I would make that one at 0, so then maybe you can adjust it, because you've seen in the title blocks where there's some of the information is always at the same size, like initials and the scale, that font itself, but sometimes the project name is larger, or maybe the address, or I don't know. I'm still trying to think of the ways it may need to be varied. So does it need to be a frozen 1/8 inch scaled font, or 0 size so it can be modified? But I could be overthinking it too early because I don't have a design yet. I was messing around with some spacing ideas, with some line work, just to see what looked and felt comfortable. We'll try again tomorrow, because then I had my team meeting today. That went really well. And for that, I just kind of gave them a verbal update as to where I was getting with the title block. My coworker had reviewed my fraction stacking properties video and replied that they had no changes to suggest. So that was good. I need to get it posted onto Teams so everyone can access it, because as we discovered, this is a setting that individual users need to update in their system. And from there, we will get the fraction stacking properties we want, which is the diagonal stack with no space between the whole number and a fraction. So yeah, we automated that. So when you type in a fraction, it makes it look how we want. got to spend a bit of time reviewing the new title block that's coming in from one of our customers. It's one of our vertical markets, so they are dictating what title block they want us to use, and that's fine. So I got to poke at it with a stick and just kind of see how they set it up. How smart was this title block? And it wasn't bad. It did use fields to populate the information, but the fields were individual pieces of text on each sheet. Not what I would have done with it, but I was still impressed to see that at least it wasn't single line work. It was an actual block and then just the few little clusters of the fields within individual pieces of text, instead of either putting them as attributes, getting them all connected, but you just were able to populate them through the DWG props. So that was nice. But it's just a preliminary poke, so tomorrow try again, see how they have everything set up, and see what we can do to disrupt the system and make it our own. As long as I believe it visually looks the way they want, we get to modify it for automation how we see fit. So that should be fun. If you'd like to hear more entries into the CAD Witches Grimoire, don't forget to hit subscribe. And until next time, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.